Do a Sicha from Tafshin Chai, 1957, Shabbos Parshas Toldos. In this week's Parsha, Yaakov Avinu is given a bracha by Yitzchak, his father. And the bracha is in the Psukim that says, V'yiten l'cha. So it says, al pasuk V'yiten l'cha, on the pasuk, that Hashem should give you Isa Medrash, it's brought on the Medrash, Yaakov Nizbarach be'esa brachas. Yaakov got 10 brachas. In the pasuk over there, if you count, 2 psukim, V'yitn l'chalakim b'tal shmayim, shman ha'aretz, v'roiv dagon v'siroi, shavduch ha'am, mishtak v'chal blumim. Anyway, if you go through it, you see there's 10 different brachas that Yaakov Avinu gets from Yitzchak. And the Medrash says, "Kineged asara mamoros shebehem nivroilim." These correspond to the 10 utterances with which the world was created. So the Rebbe is going to say over here a very crucial thing, a very basic thing that's important to understand. Whenever we see these type of number associations, like in gematrias or in similar veins, we always have to remember not to put the horse before the cart. We need to realize what is the result and what is the cause. In other words, it's not because they have similar numberings that they are associated, but people like us need some type of symbol to show for us that they are associated, so we have the same numbers, but they are associated in essence. And that's why they come out with the same numbers. And this is the whole idea behind gematrias, and this is why we say about a gematria, don't try this at home, because a gematria is a result of the association. Not I could just put any numbers together and decide they're associated. Kasha Torah and Meres Keneged, when the Torah says this corresponds to that, it's not just that the things are similar in their numbers, rather that also these ideas have an association one with the other. Because of the association that there is between the things themselves, that's why they are the same in their numbers, because they are equal in whatever concept they are, so it expresses itself as well in having the same numbers. So why don't we speak that way? Why don't we speak about the cause? Why do we speak about the result? It says the deficiency is in us. Since the manner of our comprehension in understanding a topic, we come from the result to what precedes the result. First we understand the latter events, and afterwards the previous events, from the consequence to the cause, and from the simple to the more difficult. And this is true in everything. If you think about it, scientists, when they are trying to figure something out, first they see the result of something. They see that if I drop something, it will fall to the ground. So they see the results of gravity. Then they try to figure out, so what causes this to happen? Why doesn't it fall upwards? Why doesn't it remain suspended in the air? Etc., etc. From the results, which is the most obvious and simple thing, you determine the cause. So therefore, the Rebbe continues, to be able to come to the awareness and the knowledge that the topics themselves, in other words, the cause which preceded it, they have an association between them. It's through this that we see that they are similar in number, in count, which is the result and which is the later aspect. That's how we would proceed from something that's an easier thing to comprehend to to a more difficult thing to comprehend. To be able to understand the association between topics, there is a necessity to recognize the matter itself. As opposed to the association in the number, every person could see that. That you don't need to have any deep recognition. To be able to see how they share the same number, you don't need to think into what they are and what their quality is. Rather, as soon as you count them, you see that the number is equal in both things. Through seeing that they are similar in their number, so that makes us scratch our head and look deeper now. So from this we come to the conclusion that why do they have the similar numbers? Because there must be something prior to that leads us to this. And the Rebbe gives an example of something unrelated to the topic on hand. Dugma l'dover, an example of this is Isa. It's brought down, the 248 positive commandments, these correspond to the 248 limbs and organs. And the 365 negative commandments correspond to the 365 blood vessels, veins, arteries, sinews, all those connecting type of tissues, etc. That's what that number is about. It doesn't mean that the entire association between them is that they have the same number. 248 for limbs, 248 for mitzvah. Rather, that limbs and mitzvah have a core connection. And Taryag mitzvahs, nefesh, the 613 mitzvahs are considered like soul limbs. That through those soul limbs, through having a completion in all the 613 mitzvahs, we are bringing a completion and a perfection and a wholeness to our body. Like it's explained in the pasuk, be whole, be complete with Hashem your God. What does that mean, being whole and complete? Shaidei hatmimus, through the wholeness, v'shleimus and completion and perfection, b'ataryag mitzvahs, in the 613 mitzvahs, naset mimus be'vori hanefesh. So then becomes a completion and a wholeness in the soul limbs. And then from them comes down a completion and perfection and a wholeness in the 613 limbs of the body, that they should have vitality and strength. This is a new view of holistic medicine. Since every limb is derived and has its sustenance from particular mitzvah, therefore there needs to be an equal amount of limbs and organs to the amount of mitzvahs. That was just an example, and here is another example and situation which ties a little bit closer into the topic on hand. He says, it says that in the holy shekel there was 10 for each container, for each scale there was like 10. Why does it say 10? The Isal, it's brought down from our Chazal upon this, that the 10 utterances correspond to the 10 dibris that were said, the 10 commandments said on Har Sinai. We already brought in the Asar Amoros by Yaakov with the 10 brachas. Here we're bringing about the Asar Amoros and the Aseret Adibros. So the Rebbe goes on again, says, it's not just about a numbers game. It doesn't just mean that their entire association is only that they have the same number. Their association is in their very content of what they're about. And the reason is, what's the association? Because the entire coming into being through the 10 utterances. It was through the Torah and for the sake of Torah. Through the Torah, we know it says Hashem looked into the Torah and created the world. So the Torah was the instrument, and the Chazal bring this down. The Torah says, I was the tool with which Hashem created the world. And also, it's not just the tool by which Hashem created the world, and it wasn't just the blueprints which Hashem created the world with, but it was for the sake of Torah that the world was created. Kemaimer, like the statement of Chazal, Bereshis, Bishval Torah Shnikras Reishis. That Reishis is also another name for Torah. That's why the beginning of Chumash, which speaks about creation, says Bereshis, telling us that the world was created for the sake of Torah. Va'ad sheba yom hashishi, and to such a degree that the Chazal say, why does it say Yom HaShishi? In the entire creation it says Vayera Vayivoker Yom Sheni, Vayera Vayivoker Yom Shlishi. It comes to the sixth day of creation, it says Vayera Vayivoker Yom HaShishi, the sixth day, the definitive article. So the Chazal learn out from this that the real creation was completed on the sixth day, the well-known sixth day, Shishi B'Sivan, the sixth day of Sivan, Hayom de Matan Torah, the day of Matan Torah. Hayu Shamayim V'Aretz Mismoitetin. Until the giving of the Torah, the heavens and the earth were like in a state of potential collapse. They weren't solidified. Hayom de Matan Torah, when the day of Matan Torah came, which is the entire purpose of creation, Azai Eretz V'Goymer V'Shakata, that the land calmed down, meaning it settled. Shenasa Kiyum Ba'Briya, became, the creation became settled. So since the Torah ensures the existence of the world and was the entire purpose of the world, therefore in number they are also the same. Because in concept they have a connection. Because the entire existence of the 10 utterances comes for the sake of the Aseres HaDibros. And the entire purpose of their existence, of the 10 utterances, is they should illuminate the creations that were created from the 10 utterances through drawing down into them the matters that are discussed and covered and demanded of us Naser Sadibris. So in a similar vein, when a Yid in his personal life connects the 10 utterances with the 10 commandments, when a Yid illuminates the world with the light of the Torah, then it comes down to a Yid much flow in the physical and in the spiritual. Like it says, if you will go in my laws, then I'll give you your reigns in its times. All the brachas that are enumerated in the Torah portion of Imbuch Koisai. Since the receiving of the hashpahas is because he drew down the 10 utterances. He drew down the 10 commandments and the 10 utterances. So the result is also, what type of blessing does he receive? Also his blessing takes the number of 10. Now it's understood why Yaakov was blessed with 10 brachas corresponding to the 10 utterances. Because since he did the job, Yaakov, representing Klal Yisrael, does the job of bringing the 10 dibros into Asarim HaMoros. So therefore, that's why Yaakov Avinu, representing Klal Yisrael, receives 10 brachas, as it says in V'yitnu Chalukim in our parsha. Last paragraph on the page. I say, but this will also be understood what it says in the Zohar. Shesholus Rabbi Lazar, they asked Rabbi Lazar the following: Madua brachas Yaakov loy niskaimu, birchas Esav niskaimu. We know that after Yaakov left, Esav finally came to his father Yitzchak and told him that Yaakov came and stole from him the brachas. Can you please bench me? So Yitzchak gave Esav brachas. So the Zohar is asking, why do we find that the brachas of Yaakov Avinu were not fulfilled? We don't have all the brachas that it says over there, but the brachas of Esav, all the success that it says in the parsha about Esav does have. Rabbi Lazar responded, Yaakov natal le'ela l'mayla. Yaakov took his brachas above, meaning in the spiritual realms. Esav natal l'sata l'mata. Esav took the brachas down here below, in the physical world, in the physical realm down here. V'yuva, and this will be understood, this answer that Rabbi Lazar said will be understood al pi mashakosov, according to where it says, tzedkasai aimedes la'ad. His tzedakah stands and remains forever. Meaning, tzedakah chesed mitzvahs b'chlal shemekayim atam. Our tzedakah, our kindness, and also not just tzedakah, but mitzvahs in general are called under the general umbrella of tzedakah that we fulfill now. That's the idea of elevation of the sparks, the mitzvahs that we do, the tzedakah that we give, etc. It remains forever. It's always there. Through fulfilling mitzvahs, there's divine light and energy comes down into the world of Atzilus. But the light that comes down is like sitting in a chest. Like precious stones and diamonds and so on, that we hide it away in a treasure chest. But the revelation of what our mitzvahs accomplished, Tia la'asid, will be in the future. That's why it says, Aymed das la'ad, it stands forever, it will be when Mashiach comes. Since the blessings comes as a result of fulfilling the mitzvahs. Therefore, just like the revelation of divine light and energy that is at present accomplished through the mitzvahs, is temporarily, for the present, it's concealed, like lying enclosed in a chest. So too it's in the brachas. Also the brachas that Yaakov receives as a result of his doing mitzvahs, like we said before, because he's bringing the 10 utterances, the 10 commandments into the 10 utterances, that's why he gets the 10 brachas. So just like the divine light and energy is something that's concealed at present, the same thing, the brachas in the physical world that's a result of this is also concealed at the moment. But in the future, the Zohar concludes, Yitol Yaakov gam lasata. Yaakov will also take and collect the brachas down here below. V'yisaved Esav mikula. Esav will lose all of it. V'yitol Yaakov le'elo latata. Yaakov will take both above and below. Almadein v'almadasa. He will both have this world and the world to come. Umasim gamkin lanal. It also fits in and corresponds to what we were talking about before. Kishem shagilu yoran niflai dea mitzvahs is Geulah sidlav efilu begashmi. It's just like the revelation of light that's affected through the mitzvahs will become revealed in the future, even in the physical. This is the uniqueness of Mashiach's times. Shagashmius lo yalim, that the material world, the physical world, will not conceal the divine energy that we are bringing down into it. So even more so, keinu gamkin binina brachas. So too it's concerning the brachas that we will get. She is avid Esav me'almad tata, that Esav will lose everything from this world, from the world down here below. Birchas Yaakov yikoyim gam ba'olam hazeh bagashmis, and the brachas of Yaakov will be fulfilled also in this world, in the physical. So of course the Rebbe is not going to stop just over there and say, Okay, things are going to be good when Mashiach comes, but the Rebbe is not happy with that. Things have to be good now, at present. So he goes on Noizvov, Isa Bekisvia results, brought down the results writings, and we've had this a few times before already. V'huva b'Magen Avram la'alacha, the Magen Avram commentary on the big Shulchan Aruch brings us down as a halacha. Shebe'erev Shabbos yesh litoy ma'machon the Shabbos. On Friday, one has to taste of the foods of Shabbos, like it says, that those that taste from it, they merit life. According to the calculation that this world, prior to Mashiach's times, is 6,000 years, it's already half past, it's the afternoon of Friday. So we have to at least taste the matters that will be when Mashiach comes. Even when we taste, we have something of the thing itself. The Rebbe says it in Yiddish, you also have something. So the Rebbe says an example of this is, and this has to do also with the month of Kislev, like, for example, the revelation of the inner part of the Torah that was revealed specifically in the latter generations. So Ba'avar, in the past, in other words, prior to the latter generations, this was only for special individuals like the Rashbi and his colleagues in the Zohar time, that they had the revelation of the inner part of the Torah. And the latter generations, it's a mitzvah to reveal this wisdom of the inner part of the Torah, but that was already in the times of the Arizal. Especially through the Baal Shem Tov, through the general teachings of Chassidus that Baal Shem Tov taught, there is more of a revelation of the Pnimius HaTorah. And especially through the Alter Rebbe in Chabad Chassidic teachings, there came about the spreading of your well springs outward in a way where it's actually spreading in a very powerful way. So the Rebbe continues. So though the revelation of the inner part of the Torah is applicable for Mashiach's times, like it says in Shiur in the Shikis Piyu, that he will kiss me from the kisses of his mouth. And Pirish Rashi and Rashi over there on Shir Hashirim explains, what does it mean that Hashem will kiss me from the kisses of his mouth? Shu inyan taimei Torah she is galulos. It's referring to the inner reasons of the Torah, like the secrets of the Torah, that will become revealed from Mashiach's times. So even though Pnimis HaTorah has to do with Mashiach's times, we didn't wait. We're starting it now already. It already began now, the revelation of the inner part of the Torah. And again, this is the whole month of Kislev, Yutas Kislev, Yud Kislev, Tes Kislev. It's all about Pnimis HaTorah. B'derech Tima, in a way of a taste. Ba'azman the Erev Shabbos, in the time of Friday, or B'frat Lachar Chatzos, especially after midday. So for sure we have the time when we're supposed to taste. So the Rebbe says even further. This applies also concerning what we said before, that when Mashiach comes, the brachas of Yaakov will be revealed down here in the physical world. It won't just be la'ela. What matters for us, since now it's already past midday. And not just it's past midday on Friday, but la'achar plaga mincha. It's after already the time that's called the split time of mincha, which is even a later time than midday. So it's even closer to Shabbos. Plaga mincha is already a time when a person is ready to take on Shabbos from then. They're allowed already light Shabbos licht, etc., etc. So it's even closer to Mashiach's times. So there has to be the idea that we will those to taste from the foods of Shabbos will merit life. It has to already begin the revelation of the brachas of Yaakov not just above, but the brachas of Yaakov should manifest down here below. Hein beruchnis v'hein begashmis, both spiritually and materially. There should be bracha and success materially and spiritually in a visible and revealed good.